The internet is buzzing after Joe Rogan dropped a cryptic warning that has fans talking nonstop. According to Rogan, major public figures could be under threat from secretive organizations operating behind the scenes, what he called a modern-day cabal. And suddenly, the conversation turned to Beyonce. While he didn't name names directly, Rogan's comments sparked speculation about whether she could be next in the spotlight of these mysterious forces. Social media exploded. Clips of Rogan's statements went viral on TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube, racking up millions of views in hours. Fans flooded threads, debating what he really meant, analyzing every word, and connecting dots from past rumors, performances, and public appearances. Was he speaking metaphorically about influence in the entertainment world, or hinting at something more literal? That uncertainty created a firestorm of engagement. While some are treating his words as speculation, others argue that this is a warning about unseen pressures and challenges public figures face in today's media landscape. From carefully crafted PR campaigns to social influence networks, the idea of a cabal may be symbolic, but the underlying message is clear. Power, control, and influence in the entertainment industry are complex, and no one is untouchable. Whether you believe the claims or take them metaphorically, one fact is undeniable. Rogan's warning has set the internet ablaze. Fans are watching closely, wondering what this could mean for Beyonce and how the entertainment world navigates power behind the scenes. By the time Joe Rogan's comments started circulating, the entertainment world was already buzzing. Fans of Beyonce and followers of Rogan's podcast alike began dissecting every word, pause, and inflection. What did he mean by next? Was he referring to influence, media pressure, or something entirely symbolic? The ambiguity was enough to ignite a storm of speculation online, turning the discussion into one of the most trending topics on social media platforms. Rogan has a history of diving deep into controversial and unexplored topics. From political influence to entertainment power structures, his commentary often blends analysis with speculation, inviting audiences to think critically about what lies beneath the surface of mainstream culture. In this case, his warning about a so-called witches' cabal captured attention not because of literal claims, but because it touched on a broader truth. The entertainment industry is filled with unseen pressures, networks of influence, and complex hierarchies that shape careers in ways fans rarely see. Fans immediately began connecting dots. Social media threads highlighted Beyoncé's global influence, noting her music, business ventures, and philanthropy. Every public appearance, album release, and brand collaboration was analyzed in light of Rogan's cryptic statement. Memes and discussion threads speculated whether next referred to media scrutiny, competitive pressures, or symbolic attacks on her autonomy as a creative powerhouse. Even if taken metaphorically, the comments sparked debate. How much of an artist's success is determined by talent versus navigating complex social and industry networks? While the term witches' cabal caused headlines, it's important to note the metaphorical context. Rogan's phrasing likely aimed to dramatize systemic influence and unseen forces within entertainment and media, not to claim actual danger. In fact, many analysts argue that this discussion is about power structures, strategic alliances, and the challenges high-profile artists face when they operate at the top of the industry. The metaphor works because it's provocative, engaging, and relatable. Audiences instantly understand that cabal represents influence, secrecy, and complex hierarchies that can affect even global superstars like Beyonce. Industry insiders weigh in on this narrative. They highlight that global stars constantly navigate overlapping pressures. Media scrutiny, fan expectations, corporate partnerships, and public perception. Every project is analyzed by stakeholders with different agendas, from record labels to management teams to media outlets. The metaphor of a cabal resonates because it mirrors real-life dynamics. These networks are invisible to fans, but influential enough to shape decisions and opportunities. Rogan's warning, whether literal or symbolic, emphasizes the fragile balance artists maintain while operating at the top of the cultural and economic ladder. Fans reacted instantly. TikTok and Instagram clips of Rogan's statements went viral, amassing millions of views. Threads dissected his tone, possible intentions, and connections to Beyonce's career trajectory. YouTube reaction channels began analyzing body language, past interviews, and collaborations to interpret potential meanings. While much of this is speculative, it demonstrates one undeniable reality. In the age of social media, commentary from influential figures like Rogan can rapidly transform into global conversation, influencing perceptions even if no concrete events occur. Speculation aside, this moment also highlights the broader societal fascination with power, secrecy, and influence. Beyonce is not just a musician. She is a symbol of cultural authority, business acumen, and social influence. Any commentary implying scrutiny or targeting, even metaphorically, captures attention because audiences project narratives onto figures they admire. Rogan's comments acted as a spark, igniting discussions about influence, systemic challenges, and how global artists manage visibility while maintaining control over their careers. Adding to the intrigue, some insiders suggest that such commentary can affect public perception, streaming numbers, and engagement across platforms. In today's media landscape, even a cryptic statement can increase attention, conversation, and cultural relevance. For Beyonce, whose brand and artistry thrive on both talent and perception, this moment underscores how external narratives, symbolic or otherwise, intersect with career strategy. Fans are watching closely, parsing every action for signs of response, while media outlets amplify and contextualize the story, further fueling engagement. The cultural implications are significant. By discussing hidden forces or a metaphorical cabal, Rogan tapped into a long-standing fascination with secret influence in entertainment. Fans are naturally drawn to stories about unseen networks, shadowed power, and complex dynamics that shape the careers of iconic artists. Even without literal claims, this framing creates drama, intrigue, and discussion, all hallmarks of compelling storytelling in the digital age. And while many take this as speculation, it's worth noting that discussions like this encourage audiences to think critically about how influence operates behind the scenes. Beyoncé's ability to navigate media, brand partnerships, and global tours reflects mastery of these dynamics. Rogan's warning, therefore, serves as a lens through which fans can explore the invisible structures that affect the most prominent figures in entertainment. By the end of the day, the takeaway is clear. Even cryptic statements from influential commentators can transform into cultural phenomena. Rogan's warning, interpreted literally or metaphorically, has sparked a multi-platform conversation, blending curiosity, analysis, and fan speculation. In the case of Beyonce, it reinforced her status as a global icon whose career is both admired and closely examined by millions worldwide. Whether taken at face value or as a metaphor for influence and scrutiny, Rogan's comments successfully drew attention to systemic pressures in entertainment, illustrating how commentary, perception, and narrative control intersect in the modern celebrity ecosystem. Fans, media, and industry professionals alike remain captivated, debating meanings, implications, and possible outcomes. In the next part, we'll dive deeper into fan reactions, industry analysis, and the broader implications of Rogan's warning for Beyonce and global entertainment, exploring the subtle ways influence, perception, and strategy intersect behind the scenes. After Joe Rogan's cryptic warning about a witch's cabal and the possible implications for Beyonce, fans and analysts quickly realized that this wasn't just casual commentary. The moment sparked widespread conversation about influence, power structures, and how major stars navigate the entertainment industry. Social media platforms became a buzzing hub, with TikTok, Instagram, Twitter, and YouTube flooded with reactions, breakdowns, and endless speculation. Fans immediately began connecting dots. Some pointed to Beyoncé's recent projects, her surprise releases, strategic brand partnerships, and curated public appearances as evidence of her careful management of influence. Others speculated that Rogan's warning referred not to literal danger, but to symbolic challenges, scrutiny, media pressure, or competition from rival artists. Every post, interview, and performance became fodder for analysis, with viewers looking for signs that Beyoncé might respond or take action. Rogan's phrasing, "witches cabal," added an extra layer of intrigue. While some interpreted it literally, most observers understood it metaphorically, representing networks of influence, hidden pressures, and the unseen forces that affect even the most powerful celebrities. In today's entertainment ecosystem, influence is currency, and navigating it requires strategy, awareness, and discretion. Beyoncé's career is a prime example. Her rise to global superstardom hasn't just been about talent, but also about understanding power dynamics, maintaining alliances, and controlling public perception. Insiders suggest that commentary like Rogan serves multiple purposes. On one hand, it generates buzz, ensuring that millions of fans engage with the narrative. On the other, it invites discussion about systemic pressures within entertainment, offering audiences a lens to analyze industry dynamics. By highlighting Beyoncé in particular, Rogan tapped into a star with massive visibility, cultural impact, and a brand built on influence, making his statement resonate far beyond a casual comment. The immediate fan response was dramatic. On Twitter, trending hashtags related to Beyoncé and the alleged cabal spiked, while Instagram and TikTok were flooded with reaction videos and breakdowns. Many fans praised her ability to navigate the industry with precision, noting that any symbolic challenges or scrutiny mentioned by Rogan would likely be met with strategic responses. Others leaned into the drama, creating memes, theories, and speculative narratives about how Beyoncé might react or whether this warning signaled upcoming projects, collaborations, or hidden rivalries. While the discussion was largely metaphorical, it highlighted real industry realities. Stars like Beyoncé operate within complex networks of influence, media scrutiny, brand obligations, social expectations, and competitive pressures from peers. Every project, public appearance, or statement is examined for hidden meaning or strategy. Even without literal danger, the metaphor of a cabal captures the tension between public perception and behind-the-scenes maneuvering. Fans understand that in entertainment, visibility and control are inseparable. Industry analysts note that comments like Rogan's also amplify fan engagement. The combination of intrigue, ambiguity, and a global superstar as the subject ensures that discussions spread rapidly across platforms. YouTube reaction channels, media blogs, and fan forums dissect every statement, every gesture, and every post for meaning. This digital ecosystem magnifies the impact of commentary, turning metaphorical warnings into multi-platform cultural phenomena. Adding to the intrigue, some insiders suggested that Beyoncé's team may already be monitoring the situation. While no official statements were made, PR and management teams often track public discourse to gauge sentiment, adjust messaging, and manage narratives. In this sense, Rogan's comments could act as both a catalyst for conversation and a subtle reminder of the careful navigation required at the top levels of entertainment. Speculative analysis from fans added layers of drama. Some suggested that Rogan's warning might correlate with hidden competition in the music industry, upcoming award seasons, or strategic media campaigns. Others interpreted the cabal metaphor as representing social or political pressures faced by artists with influence. While these interpretations remain speculative, they illustrate the power of framing, language, and timing in shaping public perception. The cultural resonance of this moment cannot be understated. Beyoncé, as a global icon, symbolizes more than music. She embodies influence, style, and leadership in entertainment and business. By suggesting she could be next, even metaphorically, Rogan amplified a narrative about vulnerability and resilience in the public eye. Fans responded with admiration for her career acumen, curiosity about potential challenges, and anticipation for how she might address them, if at all. Beyond fan speculation, this moment sparked broader conversations about power in the entertainment industry. Analysts debated the metaphorical meaning of witches cabal, connecting it to historical and contemporary examples of systemic influence, industry gatekeeping, and hidden networks that shape opportunities. While the framing is dramatic, it resonates with the reality that even the most prominent figures navigate unseen pressures and power structures. As discussions continued, social media became a landscape of multi-layered narratives. TikTok creators produced short-form analysis and breakdowns, Instagram influencers shared theories and commentary, and YouTube reaction channels offered hour-long deep dives into implications, symbolism, and potential outcomes. This illustrates a key aspect of modern celebrity. Public statements, even metaphorical ones, act as triggers for global engagement, interpretation, and discourse. Interestingly, some speculated that Rogan's comments could influence future projects. For an artist like Beyonce, who carefully times releases and appearances, public discourse can shape perception and amplify anticipation. Even if there is no direct connection, fans interpreted the warning as a sign that Beyonce's next moves, albums, performances, or collaborations might be closely watched or strategically significant. The metaphorical framing of a witch's cabal also sparked discussions about symbolism in popular culture. Many saw it as a metaphor for hidden influence, gatekeeping, or the complex social and professional networks that high-profile artists must navigate. In this sense, Rogan's comments are a reflection of larger conversations about transparency, control, and influence in entertainment, rather than literal claims. Overall, this moment reinforced several truths about modern celebrity. Influence is inseparable from scrutiny, engagement is driven by curiosity and ambiguity, and global stars like Beyonce must navigate a complex web of perception, strategy, and expectations. Fans, media, and industry insiders alike were captivated, dissecting every nuance, theorizing about potential developments, and analyzing the symbolic meaning of Rogan's warning. As the digital conversation continues, the story has evolved from a cryptic warning into a cultural phenomenon. Fans are engaged, media outlets are analyzing implications, and the entertainment world is reminded of the subtle but powerful forces that shape perception, influence, and strategy. Even metaphorical commentary can spark widespread dialogue, illustrating the ongoing interplay between celebrity, media, and public engagement in the 21st century. And while the debate continues, one thing is clear: Beyonce's influence is unparalleled. Rogan's commentary has captured the imagination of millions, and the conversation about hidden networks and systemic pressures in entertainment is far from over. The story continues to unfold, keeping fans, analysts, and media outlets glued to every development, every subtle cue, and every potential signal about what might come next for one of the world's most iconic figures. As the weeks passed, the aftermath of Joe Rogan's cryptic warning about a witch's cabal and Beyonce's possible involvement had turned into one of the most discussed topics in entertainment. Fans, influencers, and media outlets were still dissecting his comments, debating what they meant, and speculating about potential consequences. While nothing literal had occurred, the story had become a lens through which people could examine influence, strategy, and the pressures faced by global superstars. Social media remained the central stage for discussion. On TikTok, creators posted analysis videos comparing Rogan's comments to past industry warnings, symbolisms in Beyonce's performances, and even her strategic career moves. Instagram and Twitter were alive with fan theories, memes, and breakdowns of her recent projects, all framed in the context of Rogan's statements. YouTube reaction channels produced hour-long videos speculating about hidden networks, symbolic meaning, and the broader implications for the entertainment industry. Even if these interpretations were speculative, they reflected a powerful truth: narratives can shape public perception as strongly as real-world events. Industry analysts weighed in, pointing out that Beyonce operates in one of the most complex entertainment ecosystems in the world. From brand partnerships to media scrutiny, collaborations to global tours, every move is calculated and observed. Rogan's metaphorical warning highlighted that even the most powerful artists must navigate invisible networks and hidden pressures, forces that may not be literal threats, but still influence perception, opportunity, and legacy. Fans were divided. Some argued that Rogan's comments underscored Beyonce's unparalleled influence and resilience, praising her ability to thrive despite scrutiny. Others leaned into the drama, imagining symbolic rivalries, strategic maneuvers, or unseen challenges behind the scenes. While largely speculative, these conversations created engagement, highlighting how modern celebrity culture blends narrative, symbolism, and audience imagination. Importantly, Beyonce herself remained composed and focused. While there were no official statements directly addressing Rogan's warning, her continued success, album releases, performances, and brand expansions demonstrated a mastery of navigating both visibility and influence. The implicit message was clear: speculation and metaphorical warnings do not dictate the trajectory of a superstar's career. Strategy, preparation, and control over one's narrative do. Media outlets also capitalized on the story. Headlines emphasized intrigue, symbolism, and cultural impact rather than literal danger. Analysts discussed how commentary like Rogan's illustrates the challenges of modern celebrity, where every statement, interpretation, or viral clip can influence perception. This coverage amplified the cultural conversation, allowing audiences to reflect on power, influence, and the unseen forces shaping the entertainment industry. The metaphor of a witch's cabal ultimately became a tool for discussion rather than a literal claim. It framed complex ideas, networks of influence, industry gatekeeping, and strategic maneuvering in a way that audiences could engage with safely. Fans debated meaning, dissected performances, and analyzed strategic decisions, creating a participatory narrative where public imagination and symbolic commentary intertwined with reality. In the end, Rogan's comments served multiple purposes. They sparked engagement, encouraged analysis, and reminded audiences that even global icons operate within layered systems of influence. Beyoncé's continued success, despite the speculation, reinforced her mastery of these dynamics. While some fans still discuss the symbolic threat, others view the commentary as a lens for understanding power, visibility, and strategy in entertainment today. Ultimately, the story highlighted several key lessons about modern celebrity. Influence is inseparable from scrutiny, symbolic warnings can drive cultural conversations, and strategic control over one's narrative is essential for enduring success. Beyoncé's ability to thrive despite metaphorical warnings demonstrates a rare combination of talent, strategy, and resilience, qualities that allow her to remain untouchable in the public eye. As the online conversation continues, the episode stands as a testament to the power of narrative, interpretation, and symbolic commentary in shaping perception. Rogan's warning may have sparked speculation, but Beyoncé's continued dominance shows that real influence comes not from external narratives, but from mastery over one's own path, decisions, and legacy. Fans, media, and the entertainment world remain captivated, watching every move, every release, and every strategic decision with anticipation, proof that in the digital age, culture, curiosity, and celebrity are more intertwined than ever. And while the headlines fade, the lessons endure. Perception is powerful, strategy is essential, and Beyoncé remains an unmatched force in global entertainment, untouched, unshaken, and more influential than ever. If you've been following this story, you know it's more than just a headline. It's a look into the hidden pressures, influence, and strategy behind the world's biggest stars. Beyoncé isn't just a musician. She's a global icon navigating complex networks, public perception, and unseen challenges. And Joe Rogan's cryptic warning about a witch's cabal only adds fuel to the conversation. Now it's your turn. What do you think? Was Rogan speaking metaphorically about influence and industry pressures, or is there a deeper story behind the scenes? Could Beyoncé's next moves be influenced by these hidden forces? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. We want to hear your theories. If you want more in-depth stories like this, breaking down celebrity news, analyzing hidden networks, and exploring the dynamics of fame, hit the like button. Everything helps this video reach more fans who want the real story, not just speculation. Don't forget to subscribe and turn on notifications so you never miss updates on Beyoncé, Joe Rogan, or other major entertainment stories. Share this video with friends who follow the culture closely, tag someone who loves celebrity news, and join the discussion. This isn't just entertainment, It's insight into how influence, perception, and strategy work at the top of the music and entertainment world. Remember, in the age of social media, every move, statement, and reaction counts. Comment, like, share, and stay tuned. The story is far from over.